Buying the wrong electric vehicle right now is the quickest way to set your hard-earned money on fire. Massive manufacturer price cuts, outdated battery tech, and a massive flood of lease returns have caused used values to absolutely crater. In this video, we see 9 cars that are losing value faster than anything else on the market in 2026. Number 9. Volkswagen ID.4. The Volkswagen ID.4 was positioned as the sensible electric SUV for the masses, but the financial reality of owning one tells a very different story. CarEdge estimates the ID.4 depreciates 63% over 5 years, leaving an estimated resale value of just $19,540 on a vehicle that stickers at over $46,000 new. Edmunds projects a 5-year depreciation of $27,084, which means the ID.4 sheds roughly $5,400 in value every single year before you factor in insurance, charging, and maintenance. Kelley Blue Book data confirms the damage. A 2023 ID.4 has already lost $32,200, or 65% of its original value, in just 3 years of ownership. Forum owners on VW ID Talk describe the situation as cratering, with one posting that a $50,000 purchase was worth roughly $25,000 within a year, representing a 50% loss that happened before the first set of tires needed replacing. The ID.4's resale collapse is driven by a combination of factors that compound relentlessly. Consumer Reports flagged the vehicle as one of the least reliable EVs for 2026, which scares off used buyers who already have cheaper, newer alternatives. The infotainment system continues to draw complaints for sluggish response times and unintuitive touch controls. Meanwhile, competitors like the Hyundai Ioniq 5 and Chevrolet Equinox EV offer more range, faster charging, and better technology for the same or lower prices. IC Cars ranks the ID.4 among the worst depreciating EVs with a 61% 5-year loss. The ID.4 is not a terrible vehicle to drive, but it is a terrible vehicle to own when the monthly depreciation exceeds what most people spend on their car payment. Number 8. BMW iX. The BMW iX promised to be the flagship electric SUV that would establish the brand's EV credentials, and in many ways it delivered a brilliant driving experience wrapped in controversial styling and genuine premium materials. What it also delivered was one of the most devastating depreciation curves in the luxury SUV market. CarEdge estimates the iX depreciates 62% over 5 years, leaving an estimated resale value of just $40,153 on a vehicle with a starting price that pushes well past $84,000. Edmunds projects the 2026 iX will drop from its original value to $76,864 in just the first year, then slide to $54,176 by year 4, representing a total 5-year loss of $57,000. One BMW forum owner reported losing over $36,000 in value in the first 6 months alone, more than their previous M550 lost in 4 full years of ownership, despite the iX costing $40,000 more to purchase. Autoblog data confirms the pattern, noting that large SUVs and electric models like the iX depreciate fastest in BMW's entire lineup, with losses reaching up to 63%. The used market is flooded with lightly driven iX models at significant discounts, and every new incentive BMW offers on unsold dealer inventory pushes second-hand values down further in a cycle that punishes early adopters. The iX drives beautifully, with muscular acceleration, a near-silent cabin, and exceptional ride comfort. None of that translates to residual value when the market has spoken. The iX is a masterpiece to lease and a financial mistake to buy. Number 7. Ford Mustang Mach-E. The Ford Mustang Mach-E has gone from a trailblazer that kickstarted the mainstream electric SUV segment to one of the fastest depreciating vehicles in America. EV.com reports the Mach-E ranks 8th among all vehicles with the highest 5-year depreciation, losing an average of $22,000, or 60% of its original value. IC Cars puts the figure even higher at 60.9%. Kelley Blue Book projects a 5-year depreciation of $22,909 on the 2026 model, leaving a residual value of just $16,000 on a vehicle that started at $39,840. Ford Authority delivered the most alarming recent data. The Mach-E was the 6th fastest depreciating 1 to 5-year-old used vehicle in Q1 2026, losing 9.5% or $3,076 of its remaining value in a single quarter. That pace of decline shows no sign of stabilizing. The reasons are structural. Ford slashed new Mach-E prices multiple times over the past 2 years, and each reduction instantly devalued every existing unit on the road. Sales dropped 46% in the first half of 2026 as buyers migrated to newer, cheaper alternatives from Hyundai, Kia, and Chevrolet. The used market is saturated with off-lease Mach-E units returning simultaneously, flooding supply at the exact moment demand is weakening. CarEdge estimates the Mach-E depreciates 57% over 5 years, and real-world owner stories on Reddit describe trade-in offers that are devastating compared to what they paid. The Mach-E remains a genuinely enjoyable vehicle to drive, but enjoyment does not offset a depreciation rate that costs owners roughly $400 per month in lost equity. Number 6. A Tesla Model X. The Tesla Model X was once the most desirable electric SUV on the planet, commanding waitlists, dealer markups, and a resale value that rivaled its original sticker price. That era is decisively over. CarEdge estimates the Model X depreciates 67% over 5 years, with an estimated resale value of just $31,000 on a vehicle that starts at $99,000 for the 2026 model year. Edmunds projects a 5-year depreciation of $70,000, which means the Model X sheds approximately $14,000 in value every year for half a decade. That annual loss alone is more than the total purchase price of some economy cars. The first year is especially brutal, with Edmunds showing the 2026 Model X dropping from its purchase price to $109,722, a loss of nearly $18,000 before the first anniversary of ownership. Reddit Model X owners describe the frustration in visceral terms, with one posting about buying at peak price in late 2022 and watching the value collapse as Tesla implemented multiple rounds of price cuts that devalued their vehicle overnight. The Model X remains a stunning vehicle with unmatched interior space and technology, but its financial trajectory makes it one of the worst purchases in the luxury SUV segment. Number 5. Mercedes-Benz EQS. The Mercedes-Benz EQS is the most technologically advanced luxury sedan Mercedes has ever built, and it is losing money for its owners at a pace that borders on absurd. Kelley Blue Book estimates the 2026 EQS will depreciate $57,000 over 5 years, averaging roughly $11,500 in lost value annually. CarEdge estimates a 5-year depreciation of 47%, leaving a residual of $63,000. But the real-world data is far uglier than the projections. Carfax shows the average used EQS selling for just $50,000 across 123 available listings, which means early model year examples have already lost close to half their original value. Reddit users describe EQS pricing as too good to be true, and they are right to be suspicious, because the depreciation is real and accelerating. A YouTube analysis tracked an EQS losing over $80,000 in just 3 years, and reports from Japan documented a 60% value loss in a single year. The traditional S-Class depreciates significantly less over the same period, which means Mercedes' own gasoline sedan is actively cannibalizing EQS residual values by offering similar luxury with better resale protection. The EQS itself is magnificent. The hyperscreen dashboard stretches across the entire width of the cabin, the ride quality is whisper quiet, and range exceeds 300 miles in real-world driving. None of that matters to the secondary market, which has decided that electric luxury sedans do not hold value. A 2026 EQS with just 1,000 miles was recently listed on Carfax for $84,000, already $15,851 below its original price. The EQS is a car to lease, never to buy. Number 4. Nissan Leaf. The Nissan Leaf holds the unwanted distinction of being the single fastest depreciating electric vehicle by percentage in America, according to multiple independent data sources. iSeeCars ranks the Leaf as the worst at 63% depreciation over 5 years, losing $17,000 in value. Forbes confirmed the Leaf tops the depreciation charts in its 2026 analysis of the biggest losers, and Jalopnik highlighted the same data point to its millions of readers. CarEdge estimates a 5-year depreciation of 66%, leaving a resale value of just $11,748. Kelley Blue Book's data on the 2024 model is even more alarming. A 2024 Leaf has already depreciated $14,555, or 49% of its value, in just 2 years. One Reddit owner reported losing 45% of the vehicle's value in the first year alone, discovering they were $14,000 upside down on a 1-year-old car. Money Digest warned buyers explicitly that the Leaf has terrible resale value, documenting a 2023 model that lost 59% in just 2 years. The older pre-2026 Leaf models are the worst affected because their limited range of 149 to 212 miles has been rendered obsolete by the redesigned 2026 version that delivers 303 miles for under $30,000. No rational used buyer will pay significant money for a 2023 or 2024 Leaf with half the range of a brand new one that costs less. That fundamental market dynamic creates a depreciation trap that older Leaf owners cannot escape. The irony is that the redesigned 2026 Leaf is one of the best value EVs in America. But every dollar of value it creates for new buyers is a dollar stripped from the pockets of previous Leaf owners. Number 3. GMC Hummer EV. The GMC Hummer EV is the electric vehicle that turned 6-figure dreams into 5-figure nightmares faster than almost any vehicle in modern automotive history. CarEdge estimates the Hummer EV SUV depreciates 53% over 5 years, leaving a resale value of approximately $48,910 on a vehicle that starts at $99,000 for the 2026 model. But the pickup truck version tells an even more dramatic story despite its headline 40% 5-year depreciation number, because the sheer dollar amount lost is staggering. A Torque News investigation documented owners describing the Hummer EV as one of the worst financial decisions they have ever made, with examples of 30% value losses occurring before a buyer even took delivery. Edmunds reports the 2026 Hummer EV is already selling for $6,900 under MSRP at dealerships, meaning the depreciation begins before you drive off the lot. The Hummer's 9,000-plus pound curb weight creates practical challenges, including excessive tire wear, structural stress on parking structures, and energy consumption that limits real-world range well below the EPA estimate. The Hummer EV is an engineering marvel that is financially toxic to own. Number 2. Audi Q8 e-tron. The Audi Q8 e-tron combines devastating depreciation with the single most destructive factor in automotive resale: discontinuation by the manufacturer. Audi permanently halted Q8 e-tron production in early 2025, leaving every existing unit as an orphan with no direct successor and a support ecosystem that will only shrink over time. CarEdge estimates a 5-year depreciation of 62%, dropping the resale value to just $29,000 on a vehicle that originally listed at $76,000 and frequently exceeded $100,000 with options. YouTube's deep dive financial analysis documented the Q8 e-tron losing over $50,000 in value within 3 years, calling it a financial math lesson every EV buyer should study. Reddit users tracking the discontinuation reported 2023 models selling for roughly 50% off their original price, and lease buyouts coming in 40 to 45% below the residual values that leasing companies set when the contracts were written. That gap means even the financial institutions that specialize in predicting car values got the Q8 e-tron catastrophically wrong. The broader Audi electric lineup shows the same pattern. Facebook discussions document owners of the e-tron GT, a related model that originally cost $124,000, seeing used prices around $52,000 after just 3 years. iSeeCars lists the Q8 e-tron's resale depreciation at 54% over 5 years. Discontinued electric vehicles face a unique death spiral. Declining software support, shrinking parts inventory, uncertain warranty fulfillment, and a buyer pool that contracts every month as alternatives multiply. The Q8 e-tron is a genuinely capable luxury SUV that is financially disintegrating in real time. Number 1. Jaguar I-Pace. The Jaguar I-Pace sits at the very top of this list because no other electric vehicle in America has lost a higher percentage of its original value, and the collapse is still accelerating with no floor in sight. CarEdge estimates the I-Pace depreciates 71% over 5 years, leaving an estimated resale value of just $21,598 on a vehicle that originally sold for over $73,000. Autoblog confirmed the I-Pace tops the depreciation charts with a staggering 72% loss over 5 years. CarBuzz documented a 66% value loss by the end of year 5, with 29% disappearing in the first year alone. SlashGear included the I-Pace in its list of EVs that depreciate over 60%, and iSeeCars data consistently places it among the worst. Kelley Blue Book shows a 2024 I-Pace has already lost $38,375, or 52% of its value, in just 2 years. The used market tells the final chapter of the story. Carfax lists the average I-Pace selling price at $21,995, with units available under $10,000. Carscom shows listings starting at just $7,000 for an electric SUV that cost over $70,000 new. Jaguar discontinued the I-Pace with no successor announced, and Facebook owner groups report growing anxiety about parts availability, with one prospective buyer posting that they abandoned their purchase after learning Jaguar has provided no indication of how long parts will be manufactured. The warranty is expiring on early models, service contracts are disappearing, and the I-Pace's battery technology is now 2 generations behind current competitors. The I-Pace is not just losing value. It is approaching the point where it has almost none left to lose. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.